from when Apple is announcing the new iPhone 14. Now, of course, when it's announced, we have a period of a few days later, it's pre-order, and then a week later, historically, it's when the device actually arrives. Now, of course, if you don't pre-order in time, you could risk, depending on what configuration you're wanting, iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Max, iPhone 14 Pro, or iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's the rumored lineup so far. And depending on your configuration in terms of storage, you could risk being delayed and back ordered in receiving your device. So as of what we know now, Wednesday is when Apple announces it. That Friday, a few days later, is when you can actually pre-order, I believe 8 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure, maybe other wireless providers, maybe through Apple it could be different, but that's historically what it typically is. And then a week later is when you'd actually receive your device. So you may be in a situation now where your phone is broke and you don't think you can go any longer, and you're like, gosh, should I do the iPhone 13 or should I just stick it out a little bit longer and wait? What are the promotions gonna look like? Right now, the promotions are pretty decent across the board through different wireless providers. Even if you have a cracked or damaged current phone, if it meets the criteria of a certain phone and above, you could get top dollar for it, trading it in. Of course, when the iPhone launches, I imagine those promotions are going to be very good as well. Going by last year, they were very strong, whether you were new to a provider or upgrading. Again, we don't know what that's going to look like yet. So just looking at the stats, we know that the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Max, which is replacing the Mini, is going to have the same processor, that A15 Bionic chip, that all the current iPhone 13s do now. Of course, it will still have that same notch. It will also have the same Lightning connector, so no Type-C. Again, rumors, right? As we're hearing right now, there is no Type-C charge port. It is going to be that Lightning. And there's no fingerprint sensor in the phone as well. So in terms of that, the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 14 are very similar. Same chip, same size, same look, same feel, same charging capability. Could it have a better camera? Sure, it could. Now, the iPhone 13 mini is being replaced for the iPhone 14 Max. So if you wanted a bigger phone, you could get the iPhone 13 Pro Max now, which will have the same chip in it that the iPhone 14 Max will have. So that's your entry level, if you will. If I were making a recommendation, again, I don't know what the promotions are going to be, but if you're in whatever phone you're in now, could be iPhone, could be Android, and you're looking at the 13 and that's the phone that you would want, should you wait for the 14? I don't know. I think the 13's a great purchase right now. Could you wait till later for the 14? Sure, we are very close to it. But if you're someone that wants an entry-level iPhone, you don't care about all the bells and whistles, I think getting the iPhone 13 now would be a wise decision. Now, if you wanted a bigger phone, you could get the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which has a very, very good camera on it, most likely better than what the iPhone 14 Max will have. Again, we don't know. So you could possibly get the iPhone 13 Pro Max now, and it would be very similar, if not better, than the 14 Max. In your Pro series, your iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 14 Pro Max, again, same size as your 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. The difference being, in your Pro series for the iPhone 14, you're gonna have an A16 Bionic chip. So that is the big difference for this year in your Pro series. Now, if you're a Pro person and you know you're gonna want that better camera and better processor, then I would recommend later to wait for the iPhone 14 if you're gonna do the Pro or Pro Max. Again, maybe waiting till the promotions are revealed for what the iPhone 14 looks like. Maybe the iPhone 13s go down in price, but historically, all the promotions are going to be geared towards the new phone. So personal experience. A customer the other day came in, they said they wanted X, which is the older model. I showed them Y, which is the newer model. It's actually very close to the same cost, except the promotions on Y, the newer model, were better, so they actually get the new model cheaper. So don't think that I'm gonna get the older model and get a better deal. You may not. You may not. Now, again, if you're in a situation where you gotta get a phone very soon and you're going for that 13 or 14, or even if you're going for maybe a bigger phone, I would suggest getting the 13 Pro Max now or getting the 13 now. If you're more that Pro Max, I would recommend waiting later to get the iPhone 14 Pro or the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Just make sure if you're getting the 14 that you're on someone's pre-order list, or you do your due diligence to find out when the exact time orders open up so you can get in there and get your order placed, because they will be back ordered very, very quickly, and then you'll find yourself waiting till November, December till you actually get a 14 in your hand. So make sure, again, that you're on someone's VIP list to help you do that pre-order, or you personally find out when your carrier, or if you're getting it direct through Apple, when they open the window, set an alarm clock, set a timer, so you can get in there and get the color, the iPhone you want, and the configuration in a timely manner. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, drop them down below. All our links are in the description for all the different social medias. We're working on 500 subscribers. If you haven't already, please hit that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a comment in terms of, are you 13 now or are you 14 later? Which iPhone are you leaning towards? As always, thank you and make it a great day.